Welcome back to Raised by Rain. My name is Stormie and we're gonna do a quick garden tour. This is the middle of May. It's May 18th, 2026, and currently I have, I'd say probably 95% of the garden in right now. To start, we have 5 separate long beds. These are mainly for our tomatoes. Each of these beds are roughly 18 feet long, and they've got 3 T-posts with a 16-foot cattle panel fence that is held up by zip ties. Each one of these rows, we try to utilize as much space as possible. So right now I have garlic and onions planted on one side of each of these trellises, as you can see there. And then on the other side is where we would plant tomatoes. I also have some other random stuff planted in here. There's a bunch of basil, there's some zinnias, there's some other miscellaneous flowers, there's dill. I mean, it's kind of a catch-all for whatever I can fit in here. But right now, these are my Patterson onions. So these are gonna be my storage onions. They're long day variety. Oh, look at that. We have a volunteer nasturtium, which is super awesome. And then this row right here, it's just a mixture of long day onions. So there's some red ones, some sweet ones, along with white ones. Over here, I've got a bunch of garlic. This I planted back in, I believe, October, possibly September. Along with some pretty teeny tiny tomatoes that are slowly moving along. And then over here in this bed, we went through and burned some holes. We've got some zucchini planted, and I believe there's 5 different varieties of both green, white, and yellow zucchini or summer squash. And then these small holes in the middle, just the other day I planted some okra in there. This bed we have kind of a mixture of brassicas. We've got cabbages, broccolis, Brussels sprouts. That's what's going on right here. And then over here are, I want to say 3 or 4 different varieties of eggplants. So that's what we got in there. Once again, this is kind of our spicier peppers planted right here. I've got 3 beds that have peppers. These are the only in-ground peppers that we have. This is my first year doing peppers in-ground, so I'm kind of excited about that. I went through and I got these plant tags. I think they're for trees, but they've got this little hook on the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it. And I just looped that around the base of the pepper, and then I wrote what the variety was on there. So over in this bed, I have our perennials. This is a brand new area this year. This used to be just a bunch of weeds, and it was really hard to maintain. So got some really cool ones like foxgloves. There's some lavender, hollyhocks. Even though my hollyhocks keep getting eaten. Look at that. It's definitely a rabbit since it's a straight cut. But I've got a few hollyhocks in there, and they all look like that, so not cool. But in this area right here, I did put some wine cap mushroom spores. So hopefully here soon we'll start getting some wine cap mushrooms. These are weeds. In this bed, I've got some more peppers, some shishito peppers. That's what these are right here, and some turnips. These are like white turnips. Oh, I was like, wait, what is that? So we've had quite a few storms the past few days, and that was wrapped around that perfectly. That was funny. These are leeks. They're doing really good. Got a random row of carrots that I put in, and some calendula. There are some purple potted pole beans along there. Do have a shorter trellis right here that those will grow up. Along this arch right here, we've got cucumbers, and then a random volunteer lettuce with some flowers. Over here, this is our potatoes. They're not the straightest rows, but that's okay. 3 of these rows were put in before the others, so you can kind of tell, like, these ones right here are much larger than these ones. These were put in, I'd probably say about a week or so after these ones. But I'm trying something new this year. We're putting leaf mulch down to cover the potatoes. I've discovered that if I mulch the potatoes, I seem to get a lot better outcome because it keeps the soil nice and moist on the top. This arch trellis right here, I've got Kajari melons planted on this side, and then I have, I want to say I'm probably going to butcher this name, but the chrysanthemum melons on this side. This is just a garden, like garden barrier tarp from the other year. We just went through when we first put this in and burned some holes in there. It's kind of messy looking, but it'll be fine. And then this is our main bed of peppers. This is funny because these are all jalapeno peppers, just different varieties. My main variety that I have in here is called Craig's Grande Jalapeno. If you've ever grown these are really nice and large and very spicy jalapenos. And then I also have lemon spice jalapenos, and how I did this was I did one tag, and then this one row is the lemon spice. This one is called orange spice and pumpkin spice. I did 2 rows of that. So these 3, the lemon, the orange, and the pumpkin, they don't taste like that. They're just, it's because of the color that they fully ripen to, which is pretty cool. Over here I have leftover tomatoes that I have not planted. Not sure if I will plant them. And every gardener's worst nightmare, I left these seeds out and it rained. These are all of my cucumber seeds. And as you can see, I have a collection. So, you know, we'll see. Some of these might do fine. Some might be bad, but I'm gonna put these in my pocket so I don't forget about them again. But I'm really bad at taking in all of my trays and pots from when I plant. So this is the leftover. It's got water in it. It's okay. This is my bed that my wife built me. It is only for zinnias. So when you walk in through the garden gate, this will be full of zinnias, which I am really excited for. This bed right here, this is kind of a mixture of some fancier flowers and some weeds. There are snapdragons in this one, which those need to be deadheaded. Oh no, I broke it. Oh no. That's okay. That's okay. But anyway, so these are snapdragons. I did lose one just the other day from a pesky rabbit. You can tell that it was a rabbit because of how it cut it. My dog. Of how it cut it, because it's almost a clean cut right there. Which is unfortunate because that was a pretty good sized snapdragon. There's also some yarrow in here. There are, I don't know what that is, something. I have a problem where I will just seed a bunch of stuff and then I forget what I put in. So I'm trying to be a little bit better at that and reminding myself of what I actually put in. But there's a bunch of just random little flowers everywhere. And this weed, God, this is the worst weed. And it's one of those weeds that it's like the root system. So if you break it off, like it'll still just be fine. So that's really annoying. Yeah, that's what these are. Foxglove. It's kind of on its last leg. It's got a few more blossoms, I think, that will come through. But man, those are just so pretty. Let's see what this. It's really big. I've got some other random things planted in here, along with some weeds. Like that's a zinnia, that's creeping Charlie. That's really pretty. In here I have, it looks like a bunch of weeds because it mainly is, but there are these little guys right here, and those are, oh, what are those smelly good ones? Sweet peas? Yeah, those are sweet peas. So I just put a whole bunch of seeds in here just to see what was gonna happen. And then in this bed, I've got one of the Steve sunflowers, along with some Love Lies Bleeding. This is a form of amaranth. It gets super big, and they're these really dark pink, kind of tumbling amaranth tails. They're really pretty. These are snapdragons. They just reseed every year. In here I have some chamomile along with another Love Lies Bleeding. That's probably my favorite variety for sure. I had an ant on my foot, no good. I love that there's just patches of clover everywhere. They're my favorite. I have this little tray and it's just got some like really old crystals in them, or pieces of glass, and I like this because it fills up with water and the little critters or animals can come and get some water from it. These are a bunch of shallots. They're doing good, with some volunteer lettuce kind of mixed in between there, along with some calendula and some beans and some radishes. Oh no, look at this one. Oh, that is split so bad. That is not good. Have to take that one and eat it. Yeah, the radishes are doing real nice. These are some more leeks. And our carrots, just yesterday or the day before, my wife and I went through and thinned these. I'll most likely do another thinning once these start getting a little bit bigger, but for right now, that's what we got. More beans. These are my Lysianthus. These have taken forever to grow, so I'm being super patient with these guys, but they're looking really good. Sometimes the straw covers those base leaves. This is my first year growing these, and I'm really excited to see what these turn out like. Even if these fail right now, like, I'm okay, because this is probably the furthest I'll ever get. And you know, if it gets further, that's okay too. That just means that you know, I did this part right, so that's what matters. So I have, this is kind of a weedy mess. It's got a bunch of dill, poppies, and other perennials in there. But I've got 3 arch trellises right here. I've got this one along with those 2 over there. On these this year, I planted cucumbers, and I'm doing 4 different varieties this year. I realized last year that I really enjoy cucumbers, so that's my priority this year. This is, I have no idea what this plant is called, but it is so beautiful when it blooms. It was kind of in a seed mix pack of wildflowers, and I really like it. This is a mixture of sugar snap peas and onions and some carrots tossed in there. Bunch of weeds that I'm gonna walk through. But star of the show right now are these irises. Aren't they just so pretty? And they're all gonna open up still. Like, there's so much that still needs to open up. That's the compost bin. This is our asparagus that has sadly come to the end of its life. So right now there are some little bugs in there I probably need to get or take care of, but that seems like a tomorrow problem, not a today problem. And then this area right here, I have all of my kale, which are starting to look really good. This one is the dinosaur kale. It's definitely my favorite kale. I just like the texture, and I like how easy it is to tear up. So More carrots and some celery mixed in there. That is the pink celery. Strawberries. Oh, look. Okay, not quite yet ready. This is one of the alpine strawberries. These just come back every year. I don't really like them. I think they have kind of a really strange texture to them, but you know, they look cool. They're super teeny tiny. They're just super seedy, and they don't have, they've got some, well, they've got some good flavor, but like I said, not my favorite. And then this is the sad tulips. These have all petered out already, but they were so beautiful, and I'm glad that I got so many photos of them. Oh no, look at that. That's not good. Like I said, we've had some pretty crazy storms recently, and let's see if I can just, whoop. That's not good. And the herbs are doing really good. There's a bunch of cilantro everywhere, some sage, thyme, rosemary. My rose is doing really good over there. Yeah, I've got just like a random little, that's amaranth. The love light is bleeding again. This looked like it took some damage. I don't know by what though. That's unfortunate. Probably from the rain. Maybe. Something came through here and was having a big old field day. Oh well, that's okay. Yeah, this is the garden. She's doing all right. All right, that's all I have for today. I'm going to take my really split wide open radish and go inside and make some dinner. But yeah, thank you for joining me today, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Oh, I'm scared. I'm really scared.